What do you think about here?
Okay.
You want to try it? Have a look, see what we think.
They might have some good stuff inside, yeah.
Okay, let's have a look and see.
Last night, I was glad that Eutris was sticking up for me. But I woke up this morning and I realized that it's not helping matters to antagonize Bilal, because that's not the way to get him to give me what I want. And what I want right now is to open a yoga studio and be a mother and start a family with Bilal.
Too much sparkle.
Bilal is working back at the hotel right now, so I'm meeting Eutris to go shopping. Because after what happened last night, I think we both need to have a conversation.
If we continue like this, we won't find anything for you.
We're just looking, you know. I just wanted to come outside here so that we could talk.
Okay, I'm gonna apologize first, right? Because I did not mean for you to feel uncomfortable with your husband and your best friend, but I felt like he used some words that I did not like.
I feel like initially you were a little feisty and heated.
Really?
I'm a Caribbean woman. I understand that. That's how we are. But I realize in American culture, they will take that as something that's offensive.
It's as if he swing the whole thing as if it was my fault, you know what I mean? And I was just like thinking, is he always like that? Does he do that with you sometimes?
You asked me a kind of tricky question here, Gail. Like even if him and I have an argument, I feel like it's hard for me to get my point across because I felt like he deflects a lot.
This is what I mean, hon. And that's what I picked up on last night.
Even though Eutris was so heated last night, Bilal can be difficult to deal with. After dinner, Bilal was angry, so we went to bed and there was no conversation.
He builds walls around him, like fortresses, and it's hard for you to get through to that. I know we spoke about things on the phone and you told me there's a prenup and stuff like that.
He was like, you know, he's gonna set up my business with a yoga studio. Remember I told you we put a timeline when we could have children.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, I went to the doctor. The doctor told me by the time I'm 40, there's gonna be a 5% chance to get pregnant.
Are you serious? And what did Bilal say about this?
Since the doctor's visit, Bilal and I, we have never had a conversation of when are we going to have children now. It cannot be 3 years from now when my chances are 5%, right?
You can't have that conversation because it's hard for you to get through to him? I'm just asking questions I thought a best friend would want to know about the husband of her best friend. I'm worried not what if basically that conversation never happens and, you know, you never have those two things in your prenup fulfilled. What's gonna happen next, you know? I think Shaeeda needs to get through to him. At the moment, I don't think that's happening. So, the yoga studio, that was your condition as well?
Yes.
You spoke to him about having the studio now?
Right now, because I don't have credit in America, he says he cannot do anything right now when it comes to setting up a studio for me. But it's still in the process. I cannot judge him and say he doesn't want to give me a studio now. It's still premature.
I hear what you're saying. You're trying to be positive and optimistic to get the yoga studio. But I really hope he understands how important family is to you because you've never had kids before. So you need to disarm him. What I mean is, make him not be so comfortable, hon. He's very comfortable. That's why you can't get through to him. But he needs to think as well, what could she do? Right now, that thought is not in his mind. You never give him any doubts. Do you get what I mean?
Divorce is never a good option for a Muslim.
No,
you know?
I'm not suggesting that.
It's always your last option, so you try to work it out.
I'm not suggesting that you should do that. But I think you've waited all these years, and I think he deserves to understand that and to give you everything, right? I want what's best for you, and I want this to work out. You deserve a family, is what you've always wanted, right?
Yeah.
It's what you always told me, and I believe that you should get that. He needs to uphold his end of the bargain.
Even after what happened last night, I do trust Eutris. She's my best friend, and she was coming with good intentions. And I still need Eutris as my advocate because I have been trying to have this conversation with Bilal, but it's always fall on deaf ears. So I hope Eutris can convince Bilal to open his heart, because every time I blink my eyes, I hear tick tock. I feel as if I continue to wait, I could wait for a lifetime.
I think you guys should have a conversation. She's downstairs in the terrace. So I really want to get my best friend and my husband on the same page.
I'm 100% open to doing it. But it'd be nice if I can maybe get an apology.
Be nice.
I'm always nice. Last night didn't go as planned. The whole trip was for us just to kind of coexist and have a good time, you know? And Eutris is Shaeeda's best friend. You know, my wife's best friend. I would love for we all to be friends. But I do think that she's overstepping some boundaries. She was pretty hostile. And so there's no smiling or anything from her. But I'm here to make peace and try to set the record straight that Shaeeda's in good hands. Hello. How are you doing? Don't stand up. Sit down. You're good. Yeah. How are you doing? You enjoying this beautiful weather?
Yes.
Isn't this hotel pretty nice?
It's nice. It's a beautiful setting. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I didn't really sleep well last night, to be honest. I think some things was said, and it made myself and Shaeeda uncomfortable. I'm sure yourself as well.
I know for sure I was like in a more of a joking mode, and I apologize if that came out a different way.
Right. I don't know how I can leave America and go back to England feeling comfortable that my friend is in a happy marriage. She's not forthcoming with answers for what reason I'm not sure about. So I need him to give me the answers because I feel like he is the issue here. There were just like a couple of questions I kind of wanted a little bit more clarity on, if that's okay with you. You mentioned something about a prenup to me. And I think she couldn't, well, you kind of suggested to wait for kids like 3 years. And about having her yoga space being set up. And I asked her today, okay, so when are you going to get the yoga studio? And from what I heard from her today, I don't know if she's being covered the way I think she should be covered.
One, that was something I was going to do regardless. Owning a business is a little bit something different. You got to get a business license. You have to get business credit, which takes time. Furthermore, too, we really never said yoga studio. We said getting your yoga business off the ground. That means helping her with her websites and marketing and all that other different stuff.
Shaeeda is under the impression that Bilal is giving her a physical space. However, from what I just heard, he's promising her websites and internet, web pages. And maybe she doesn't understand what he's coming from. I think he should have been a bit more forthcoming and transparent with her. What about that? She had a doctor told her in 3 years, there's a 5% chance she may conceive.
I've always wanted more children, all right? But at the same time, what I am telling her is that a year and a half, could be 2 years from now, whatever, we start working on it.
She told me, she's really eager to start a family with you. And she feels like she's ready for that.
The 3 years was saying that, it didn't say that we were gonna wait 3 years. It just says that we have up to 3 years that to say okay, let's have a child. Because guess what? Once you have a child, let's just say the child is there, you can't take it back.
So What if Shaeeda was to tell you that she's pregnant in 6 months' time?
Like, no stretch of the imagination are we trying to have children right now.
Okay.
But if it was a situation where she was like, hey,
She's pregnant.
I'm pregnant, you know, 6, 7 months from now, whatever,
Great.
alhamdulillah, all praise be to God.
Okay, that's good. So they're not planning to have the baby, but if the baby happens, it's the will of God. So I'm thinking tomorrow when I speak to Shaeeda, tell her she could forget to take her birth control pills. That way she could get pregnant. And Bilal said he'll be happy, and I know definitely Shaeeda will be happy. Problem solved.
I mean, I don't want to have a child in 6 months.
Well, like you said, just don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's good to know.
Wow, like, Shaeeda tells her friend everything. You know, I'm surprised that she knows, like, hey, like, when it comes to, like, our behind the doors activity of, like, we're trying to conceive or when we're not trying to conceive, you know, and whatever she has to tell me, that's not gonna change my mind per se.